To advance women as business leaders, a local network needs unshakable trust. If an election process is flawed or disputed, it undermines that foundation. To maintain that confidence, we are going to follow a precise roadmap. We will walk through the entire process, starting 90 days before the election, down to the final ballot, ensuring absolute compliance with local bylaws. Before the clock starts, lock in 3 prerequisites: an updated member roster, a current copy of your local bylaws, and mastering these steps protects the legitimacy of your network's future, backed by the formal authority of the Women's Council of REALTORS. Step 1 begins exactly 90 days before the election. Your president-elect will initiate the first official meeting of the Candidate Review Team, or CRT. The CRT must be made up of 3 to 5 members. You are strictly required to include 1 Realtor member and no more than 1 national affiliate. It is also highly recommended to include a past president and a past program director. The president-elect serves on the team as a non-voting member. A common failure point happens right here. You must ensure that all other current members of the governing board are excluded from participating on this team. During this initial meeting, the team has 3 administrative tasks to complete. They need to select a chair, confirm the exact election date, and decide the event format. By strictly isolating the candidate review team from the current voting board, you remove conflicts of interest and establish an unbiased foundation for the entire process. When the timeline hits 60 days prior, the CRT chair collaborates with the first vice president to launch the official email campaign, inviting all members to apply for leadership roles. This announcement email needs to contain the exact election date, the required application and consent to serve forms, and the rigid 30-day deadline for submissions. This chart breaks down the 5 open governing board roles you are filling. You have the president-elect preparing for future leadership, the first vice president managing records, the treasurer handling finances, the event director overseeing programs, and the membership director driving recruitment. Note the specific eligibility roles. National affiliate members are only permitted to run for treasurer and membership director, whereas Realtor members are eligible for all positions. Communicating these exact job descriptions and eligibility boundaries early prevents confusion and stops mid-election disqualifications before they happen. Now we advance to the 30-day mark. This is the hard deadline for all candidate applications to be submitted. Check your calendar carefully. You must ensure this 30-day cutoff does not fall on a weekend or a holiday, which causes administrative delays and immediate compliance issues. This visual shows exactly how to calculate your voting quorum. Take your total active membership roster, subtract all national affiliates as they do not count toward this metric, and multiply by 20%. That resulting number is the exact amount of Realtor and Realtor Associate members required to hold a valid vote. 10 days before the election, the current president sends out the official election notice. This document must include the final names of all candidates and the specific rules for the election. That notice also outlines the procedure for running from the floor. Any member attempting to do so is required to submit their application and consent forms to the CRT at least 7 days before the election. Enforcing these hard application deadlines and locking in your exact quorum math protects the election from technical challenges or invalidation on voting day. Election day arrives. If you are running the process virtually, the technical execution has to be completely secure. First, enforce your entry requirements in Zoom. 2 to 3 CRT members must verify that eligible voters are present, displaying a hashtag symbol next to their names and keeping their cameras turned on throughout the process. Here is a critical operational check. If an eligible member is not present in the Zoom room, the CRT chair must manually delete their ballot from Election Buddy before distributing the live voting link to the rest of the group. This chart demonstrates the plurality method in action. To win, a candidate needs a strict majority, more than 50% of the eligible voters present. If no one hits that mark on the first try, you must hold a runoff election between the top 2 candidates. Verifying attendance and accurately configuring the software ensures your results are ironclad, creating a legitimate, undisputed leadership mandate. Once the virtual polls close, the candidate review team steps in for their final duty. They count the digital votes, verify the plurality, and privately hand the confirmed results over to the current president. The president then formally addresses the network to announce the results. State the total number of votes cast, the exact number of votes required for election, the votes received by each candidate, and finally, the winners for each position. Following the announcement, the first vice president handles the immediate housekeeping. They must accurately record the election minutes and securely retain the ballots until the first meeting of the following year. The final administrative step is sending a broadcast email to the general membership, reporting the results and introducing the new governing board. By methodically checking off each step of this timeline, local leaders convert a complicated administrative burden into a secure, unassailable kickoff for the network's next year of success.